No. Yeah, now you speak.
Hello? Audible? Students, am I
Yes,
audible?
ma'am.
Before it was not?
Yes, ma'am.
Before it was not
No,
audible?
ma'am.
Okay. Now I
No.
was calling Chaitanyam. Chaitanyam is present. Charan K. Charan K is present. Dhruva Seshu. Dhruva Seshu is present. He's there in the list, but he's
Yes,
not
ma'am.
answering.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Yeah, okay. Did you submit the assignment?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. I was just checking. Yeah. Right. Okay, students. So today's topic we'll see. Let me share the screen. Today we are going to see bending of beams expression. Today is 12th, right? Now, before I start, no, Opera ID, most of them have forgotten, right? So you can, I will text you after my class from 1 o'clock. I'll text you. Today is half day only, no, for you. So those who are not having, you text me. I'll send you Opera ID because I cannot share your secret number to the group. Okay, students. So this is the topic today. Bending of beams. Right. So you know that yesterday we were seeing beams. Okay, we saw beams, and in that beams, I have shown you that a beam is a long, uniform, homogeneous body. Okay, it is a homogeneous body which is made up of large number of layers, isn't it? I said it is made up of layers. So these are the layers. Okay, and these layers in terms are made up of filaments, thin materials. All filaments, when they closely pack together, they form the layer. Okay, then what I said, when we stress it, okay, I have yesterday I have drawn 4 layers. So yesterday, so if a, this is AB, CD and EF, what I said, if it is stressed, what happens? One layer, okay, this layer is getting elongated like this. It is getting elongated like this, isn't it? Because when we add weight from this end, when I add the weight here, weight mg is added, this is what is happening. Okay, so we saw this, right? So what has happened? This layer which is AB, now it becomes a new layer, elongated layer. It is called A dash B dash. Okay, and then one more layer I'll draw, and this layer CD remains the same. It will not undergo elongation. It will not go undergo contraction. So this remains same. And then this another layer EF, what happens? It got contracted. Okay, this got elongated. This remains same. This got contracted. So this CD is called, what is CD called? I said yesterday. CD is called
Neutral surface.
neutral surface. It is called neutral surface. Okay, and the axis which is passing through this neutral surface is called neutral axis. The axis passing through this is called a neutral axis. Okay, so with this, let us see today's topic. We are going to see today's topic with this introduction, right? So I'll rub this. So we are going to see bending moment of beams. The beam has bent. Okay, so what is the force acting on the beam? And movement means force into perpendicular distance, isn't it? Force into a perpendicular distance. So we are going to see that, right? So let us take the topic. So it is uh, bending movement of beams. Bending moment of beams. So this is a lengthy answer which gives you 6 marks. 6 marks, or it may give you 8 marks also. Okay, right. Now let us see that. So again, so that is why I gave the introduction. Again, why I gave the introduction is so that you will, we need not have that again. So see, I take this beam. This is the beam. This is the diagram we need. So I'm trying this. Okay. Any problems you are facing regarding classes? Now see, one more assignment I am giving today. Okay, I am giving one more assignment, and at 10:40 there's a quiz. So quiz is only 5 questions are given. So you have to answer that, and before taking up the quiz, I will give you the revision of that same topic. Right. So let us take, this is A, this point is A, this is B. Okay, then this is C, D, and EF. Okay, so the elongated surface, this has become new surface, so it becomes, I write A dash, B dash, I write this as E dash, F dash, CD remains the same. Okay, from which diagram we have taken, when the beam was taken, okay, and when the force is not applied, when the force is not applied, that is a case, that is, this was AB, CD, and EF. Okay, so the same beam is taken. This beam, when no bending is taking place, when it is not bent, no bending, and now here when loaded, when it is loaded. Right now, so you saw that A dash, B dash got elongated, CD remains the same. CD is a neutral surface and the neutral axis, and E dash, F dash got contracted. What I do, I just extend these layers like this. I extend all these layers, and I take this as a circle, and this angle is theta. Now tell me how I can take this as all these layers have a common center 0. Okay, and can we consider this to be part of concentric circles, students? This layer is part of concentric circles. What are concentric circles? What are concentric circles? We say circles which have common center, isn't it? These are the concentric circles, means a circle which is having a common center. So same here also. If I take this portion of the layer is taken, this portion is taken, this portion is taken. If I complete it, does it resemble the same thing here? So what I say, these layers can be assumed to be part of a concentric circle. Okay, which all they have common center 0, and they are making a common angle theta with respect to the center of the circle. Okay, all the layers are making a common angle theta at the center of the circle. Right? Okay. One minute. Right. No, I'll rub this. Right? Okay. Right. Now let us continue with the derivation. Right. Now let R be the radius of this circle. From where? Let R be the radius of this circle. From where to where? I've drawn the diagram now. All the layers. Tell me.
From point O to point D.
What is this point D I have taken? Why I have taken point D?
Neutral surface, ma'am.
Because it is neutral surface. Let R be the radius of this circle from the center to the neutral surface CD. Good. From the neutral surface CD. Okay, so this is R. Right. And R is the distance between each layers. All the layers are uniformly placed. No, this small r. This small r is a distance between each layer. So that is, if I show this diagram, this is R. Okay. This is also R. So R is the distance between the layers. Okay, right. Now tell me, let us see. I'm going to find the what is bending moment. Bending. This is a rough work. If I'm trying to show you, bending moment is force into perpendicular distance. Okay, like torque. So bending moment is going to be bending moment is force into perpendicular distance. Okay, right. Now what is force? To find force, because here the beam is undergoing change in length, we are going to talk about Young's modulus. So Young's modulus is stress, okay, stress by longitudinal stress by longitudinal strain. Longitudinal, both are longitudinal. So longitudinal stress by longitudinal strain. And so if I get this longitudinal stress, that is force per unit area, no, from that I am going to find the bending moment, right? So a strain, for strain, no, let us find what is the change in length. Strain means what? Longitudinal strain means what? Longitudinal strain is change in length, change in length of the beam here to the original length, to the original length. Okay, yeah. So now because this force is up, let us consider out of all the layers, let us consider the layer AB. Let us consider only one layer, consider layer AB. Okay, layer AB. So what is the force acting on the beam only due to the layer AB? Then we'll sum up. Right. Now for this, let us say what is the first, what is the length now? After the low, what is the original length? Original length is AB. Okay, original length is AB. And what is the change because of the bending? The bending is A dash B dash is the change in the length. Isn't it? New length. So this is the new length after load is added. This is the length when no load is added. So what is change in length? Change in length of the layer. Length of layer is AB is equal to A dash B dash minus AB. Okay. Do you agree? In the layer AB, the layer which was taken, if I say this is the first layer, what is the change in layer, the first layer after the load is added? It is what has happened now, A dash B dash minus AB. Okay, now I have to get the values of A dash B dash and AB. Okay, so I will do the rough work, right? Now for AB, okay, AB, now tell me, can I write for AB, can I write theta? It's gone. Okay. Yeah. Now can I write theta is equal to AB by R? Students, when no load is added, can I write AB is equal, theta is equal to AB by R? Or to make you more clear, can I write theta is equal to CD by R? Okay, we'll not write this. Theta is equal to CD. Can I write that? See here, theta. Whenever the angles are small, we take tan theta, isn't it? So the tan theta is opposite side by hypotenuse. Let's think it is right angle. So tan theta is, what is the opposite angle? Opposite side. What is the, for the CD? For theta, the opposite side is what? CD. Okay, CD. And what is this angle? R. So can I take tan theta is equal to CD by R? And because theta is small, I will take theta is equal to CD by R. And when load is not applied, this CD is equal to AB is equal to EF, isn't it? When load is not added. So now can I write, theta is equal to AB by R also when load is not applied? Okay. So theta is equal to AB by R. Did you understand this? Did you understand this? Any angle here, see here we are seeing before also how to take theta. Theta is opposite side by the adjacent side. Okay, so theta is equal to CD by R. Now why I wrote when load is not applied, all the layers are same, there's no bending, so CD is equal to AB equal to EF. So what I wrote, theta is equal to CD by R, or theta is equal to AB by R, and theta is also equal to EF by R, which we are not taking now. Okay, we are not taking now, so I'm not taking this. Right, now I get this, isn't it? So what is AB? AB is R theta. Can I write from here? I write from here, AB is equal to R theta. I got one value. Okay, now you tell me how I'll write for A dash B dash. students? A dash B dash. Now what is A dash B dash? It has just got added by how much distance? This is R. What is this distance? This distance is R. Now can you guess and tell me the value? For the
R
neutral
plus
angle.
R.
Yeah. Okay, tell me. Yeah, someone was telling.
R plus R.
R plus R. Okay. So now tell me for A dash B dash, that is now for which layer now? For the change layer A dash B dash, what I'll write? I'll write angle is the same. Theta is equal to, isn't it? Theta is equal to A dash B dash, that is opposite side, by the distance now is R plus R. Do you get it? Isn't it? See, when no load was added, it was like this. If this is theta, this is R, this is AB. Okay, so we took theta is equal to AB by R. Okay, now it is bent, and this is the extra angle. So A dash B dash is equal to R plus R into theta, right? Now let us substitute. So what is the change in length? Change in length is equal to R plus R into theta minus R theta, which is equal to what I get? R theta. Check this. Okay. So we got change in length. So we have got up to this change in length. So what is the original length? I'll take a new slide. Okay. Now tell me. What we said, strain is equal to longitudinal strain. Change in length to original length. And we are talking about which layer? We are talking about the layer AB. So original length is AB, and now what was the change in length we got now? Change in length we got as R theta, no? So R theta. So it is R theta by R theta. Correct? So we get R by R. Isn't it? Shall I repeat this again? I'll repeat it after I finish the whole thing. No, we'll do it again, right? Okay, so this I get. Right. Now I got strain. This is longitudinal strain because the change is going along the length. Length is changing, not the volume, or the body is not getting sheared also. Right. Okay. So I have to talk about Young's modulus because the length is changing. So Young's modulus. Okay. What is the definition for Young's modulus?
Stress by.
Yeah. You should say Young's modulus, you should say longitudinal stress by longitudinal strain. Now what we got now is longitudinal strain. We got this. Okay. Now longitudinal stress. Before that, let me write the symbol for Young's modulus. Y is equal to longitudinal stress is force per unit area. Isn't it? Force per unit area into strain is R by R. Correct? R by R. Now we are working on force. So what is stress I want? Because bending moment is stress into perpendicular distance. So force is equal to, I'll write F, okay, F A R by, what is that? Y. It is not F, it is Y. Okay, yeah, tell me what I'll get. F is equal to Y AR by R. Do you understand this? I got the force. Force acting on the beam only due to which layer? Due to the layer AB. Okay, now moment of force. That is a bending moment. So moment of force on the beam, okay, is defined as force into perpendicular distance. That is normally the definition for torque or moment of force. right? So we got force here, no? So what is force? Force is y by r into ar into what is the perpendicular distance here? What is the distance between the layers? What is the distance of the layer AB from the neutral
R.
from the neutral axis is r, isn't it? Small r. So it is y by r. It is moment of force is the layer AB. Yes, what happened?
Ma'am, the perpendicular distance is R plus R, no ma'am.
About the neutral axis, which is r
Yes,
plus
ma'am.
about the
Yes, ma'am.
neutral axis.
I
Okay.
have to take about the A, B, no ma'am.
What is AB?
I mean A dash, B dash we have to take, no ma'am.
When?
Perpendicular distance.
No, perpendicular distance is going to be the distance act on the layer AB. What is the force acting uh, due to the layer AB on the neutral axis? See the
Yes,
okay.
ma'am.
What is the force acting on the beam on to the on the whole beam? Okay, due to the neutral axis. We are seeing with respect to the axis only. No, this moment of force we are calculating about the neutral axis.
But the force is with respect to A dash and B dash, no ma'am.
Yeah. All the distances are R, no?
Yes, ma'am.
Then we are going to sum up the force acting uh, due to one layer, that is AB. Now see, we are seeing A dash B dash is a changed area, a changed dimension, isn't it? And AB was the original one. So now we are calculating what is the force acting, okay, on the beam due to that one layer AB. And we are seeing what is the distance of this beam, a small r why we took, because I'll show you this first diagram. What we are taking, this is the neutral axis, no? So we are taking what is this moment of force due to this A dash B dash only, okay, about the neutral axis, and this is going to contribute to the beam also, isn't it? Now
Yes, ma'am.
if I complete this, you'll understand. Okay, so y by r is the moment of force about the neutral axis, okay, about the neutral axis due to which layer? Due to the layer AB, due to the layer AB. Now, so what is the moment of force acting on the whole beam? This is the moment of force acting about the neutral axis due to the layer AB. Now, what is the moment of force due to the entire beam? Due to the entire beam. What will
Ma'am,
happen?
if we are taking with respect to neutral axis, we have to take capital R, no ma'am.
Why we will take capital R?
Because it is with respect to neutral axis, no
Okay,
ma'am.
but what is the distance of what is the distance between this layer AB and the neutral axis?
R, ma'am.
Small r, no?
Yes, ma'am.
So we should take that. Okay. Yeah, now we'll see that. Now tell me for the entire beam what I'll do. Moment of force acting on the whole beam is given by y by r. Okay, y by r summation of ar square. Can I write? Summation means I have to sum up all the moment of inertia, not moment of force which is acting on the each layer is acting about the given axis. That is going to be the bending moment for the beam. Any doubt here? What is the moment of force acting on the whole beam? Whole beam means we have to sum up. And why we are taking r here, small r? Because r is the distance between each layer. It is a distance between each layer. Now tell me what is your doubt? You just see this diagram. We can come back also. See this diagram and let us clear your doubts. Some students are having the doubt. So see that. Just recap here. So what has happened? So when the doubts you are coming, you are getting, we'll see. I have taken this beam. These are the layers. These layers have not gone any change because load is not applied. R is the distance between the layers. Okay, R is the small r is the distance between the layers. When the beam is bent, what has happened? the layer A B has got elongated to A dash B dash, okay, and CD remains the same, and E dash F dash has got contracted, okay, and the layers are separated by a distance R. R is the distance with which they are separated, okay, and suddenly I wrote A, no, where is that A? Next one. Here suddenly when I write A, so this is area of cross section. This A is area of cross section of the layer A, like that for each layer. Force acting per unit area on the layer AB, right? So from here, now from here you tell me. So before that we do the rough work. Shall I add again? Okay, now tell me. Let me draw here once again. Okay, A dash B dash. This is CD. This is E dash F dash. Yeah. Now, this is center is O, angle is theta. This, because it is a neutral axis, we have written R from here, right? So what I wrote, theta is equal to CD by R, which is also understood to be AB by R if not loaded, which is also equal to EF by R if not loaded. Okay, right. Then what I did, I wrote AB is equal to R theta. So, so how to remember, how we have to go back, what you should think. I want force. Moment of beam, no, bending moment of beam. Moment of beam means force into perpendicular distance. Force into perpendicular distance. That is, and neutral axis is taken as a reference point. So force into perpendicular distance from the neutral axis. Distance from neutral axis. From neutral axis. Isn't it? And so what we are talking about? We are talking about the layer AB. So what is the distance of this layer AB from the neutral axis into R? Isn't it? So I should get now force. How to get force? Force I'll get from Young's modulus formula, because we are talking about change in length. So this is longitudinal stress by longitudinal strain. Okay. Now stress, you know, so Y equal to stress means force per unit area acting on the beam, and strain I want. Okay, strain I want. So if I get force, first let us see strain. So strain, what I did, strain means change in dimension. Change in dimension. I have to give you one test at 11:40. Okay, change in dimension to original dimension. Okay, so what is the change in dimension? A dash B dash minus AB, and original was AB. So if I substitute this, what I got? AB is R theta I got. A dash B dash I'll get R plus R theta. Okay, when I subtract both this I got R theta by R theta. So this got cancelled. So I get Y R by R, okay, into A is what? F. Correct. So what is the, any change is there? Yeah, this is, and what is the original dimension? Is this correct? RR. So what is the value I should get? Yeah, Y, this is correct. So Y R A by I is force. Then moment of force. What is moment of force for the beam? A moment of force of the beam. Moment of force means that force into a perpendicular distance. Okay, so it is equal to Y by R AR into R. So this is called moment of bending moment of the beam. This is called bending moment of the beam. Bending moment of beam. Okay, it is summation of AR square. Now what we say, just like MR square. What is summation of MR square? You have seen somewhere? Summation of MR square is called what? You have seen, no? MR square somewhere you have seen. Mass into square of the distance is called moment of inertia. isn't it? Summation of m r square is called moment of inertia of a body. In the same way, because I have here summation of a r square, summation of a r square is called, okay, it is called geometric moment of inertia. It is called geometric moment of inertia. It depends on the size of the body. If the beam we have taken, is rectangular, then summation of a r square value is given by bd cube by 12. This is the standard values. If the beam is rectangular, this value is given by bd cube by 12. And so what I should write? I should write this to be equal to y by r bd cube by 12. Can you guess what is b for this beam? What is d for this beam? B will be what? D will be what for this beam? B will be the breadth of this length of this beam. D will be the thickness of the beam. Okay. And if I take a beam can also be circular. If I take a circular beam of radius r, okay, then summation of a r square is given by pi r power 4 by 4. Pi. So this here, if I take a circular beam, I should write y by r, okay, y by r pi r power 4 by 4. So this bending moment depends on the geometric shape of the beam. Right, students? Okay. Now tell me what is the doubt? So 11:35 now. What I'll say, I'll just give you a recap of the questions you're going to answer. Tell me, if I take longitudinal strain coefficient, in longitudinal strain coefficient, what changes? It is defined as a ratio of longitudinal strain by stress. So in longitudinal strain, what will change? Students, alpha.
Length, ma'am.
In longitudinal strain coefficient, length will change. Okay. Let me see. Okay. And the symbol is alpha. Okay. In lateral strain, what will happen if longitudinal strain is taking place? Lateral strain is also taking place. In lateral strain, what will change?
Dimension, ma'am.
Which dimension? Thickness, length, what will change? In lateral strain?
Diameter.
Diameter, okay. And Poisson's ratio is defined as the ratio of lateral strain to longitudinal strain. Okay, that is called Poisson's ratio. Right. Then if I say y is equal to 1 by alpha, is it correct? Young's modulus is equal to 1 by alpha. It is correct?
Yes.
Okay. Then elongation strain plus compression strain is equal to what?
Shearing strain.
Shearing strain. Good. Okay. So if I apply outward stress to a body, what will happen to its volume? It will increase or decrease?
Decrease, ma'am.
Outward force. A force is trying to stretch the body outwards. The volume will, how it will decrease? If you compress, volume will decrease. If you expand, it will increase. Okay. So in the beam, there are different layers. The layer which does not undergo any change in dimension is called
Neutral layer.
Neutral axis. Okay, students. Right. Now that is okay. Now this topic, is it okay now? Some were asking doubt. No, we are finding bending moment due to the layer AB with respect to the neutral axis. Okay, with respect to the neutral axis, because it is not undergoing any changes. Then we'll sum up. Then I'll find out what is the moment of bending moment due to EF. Like that, all the layers, if we sum up, we can find the total bending moment of the beam about the neutral axis. Okay. So all the distance is also measured with respect to the neutral axis. Okay, students. Right. Now what you'll do, you'll go back to the quiz. You'll answer your quiz and we can wind up. Don't forget to give Optra. Only when we say you will not be allowed to attend, you people are active. Now I have to sit and text to each student. Right, students, you can go back to the quiz and you can log off. Any doubt in the quiz, you ask me. Oh, it is yet to open, right? I think it is open now. After 11:45, if you're sending, I will not accept that. Okay, only up to 11:45 you can answer that.
Finish, ma'am.
Finished, huh? You can go. You can log off. And one assignment I'm giving. Okay. Those who have finished can go. If you're calling me right now, I can give you the. No, I'll text you. You got your marks also? Someone? Did you receive your marks back? Yeah. How much?
Yes, ma'am.
How much?
Yes, ma'am.
5 out of 5.
Very good. Very good.
5, ma'am.
Okay. Got 5, huh? Okay, students,
Fine, ma'am.
okay, C1 batch students, you have to bring one graph sheet for Monday class. Okay, you're going to draw the graph. Yes. Okay, students, bye. You can submit and go.